Alright, girls.
Why would you say one like two?
Alright, girls. Number 1, across. A war between multiple factions in one country is called a what war? Civil, very good. Number 2, across, which is a hard one because we haven't done it yet, sorry. The name of the propaganda that Augustus made posthumously is the Ray... I was going to be really impressed if someone had it. The Ray Gestae. So you spell it like this. Gestae.
Can you say it again, please?
Gestae, so it's Gestae.
So it's not letters. Oh, it is. Never mind.
Come on, mate.
Yes.
I can't count.
Gestae. Gestae. Okay? Now, there's one word that I want you to actually have there in your knowledge banks in your brain. What does posthumously mean?
I barely know any English words.
Power.
After death. Thank you very much. If something is awarded or written posthumously, it means after the person's death that they're talking about. So, posthumously. Okay? It's right there. Okay? So you'll see this happen a lot in our countries, where somebody dies, we like them very much, we give them an award after they died in recognition of their life, basically.
But that's why would they do that after? Why can't they
Basically, it's a sign of respect after they've died. So they've probably been given multiple awards when they were alive, but it's that sort of last sign of respect, another award. Okay? Alright, Roman word for authority to command.
Imperium.
Imperium. It can also be auctoritas, but I want you to use the word imperium. The Roman word for power. Potestas. If you've forgotten how to spell that, it is P-O-T-E-S-T-A-S. Sorry? I don't believe so. I probably just spelled it wrong, did I? Number 12, family name of the monarchs of Rome. Tarquin. T-A-R-Q-I-N. Q-U-I, my apologies, Q-U-I. Name given to Augustus after he was adopted.
Caesar.
Caesar, thank you very much. C-A-E-S-A-R. Number 14, political power that consuls and tribunes could use to cancel new laws.
Veto.
Correct, veto. V-E-T-O.
Jared veto.
Number 1 down, senior senatorial position that all senators were working towards, only 2 allowed. Consul, very good. C-O-N-S-U-L. Number 3, Roman senatorial position responsible for overseeing games and grain. The aedile, A-E-D-I-L-E. Roman senatorial position most often related to judges. Praetor or praetor, very good. P-R-A-E-T-O-R. Number 5, Roman political position where a Roman politician has almost unlimited power for a limited time. Dictator, very good. D-I-C-T-A-T-O-R. The original name of Augustus. Octavian, very good. The minor Roman senatorial position that is most often the beginning of the cursus honorum.
So we're talking
Quite still.
there's
It's
no-
actually spelt wrong here.
okay.
I believe it's meant to have another A before the E. So it should be Q-U-A-E-S-T-O-R, but it doesn't fit, but just jam it in there anyway.
Oh, it actually doesn't fit.
Number 9, Roman political position responsible for representing the plebs. Tribune. T-R-I-B-U-N-E. And enemy of Augustus defeated at the Battle of Actium, Mark.
Antony.
Well done. Antony.
We have met A.
Very good. Girls, keep that in your books or whatever else you're using for categorizing. That's basically a nice little summary sheet for a whole bunch of terms and glossary terms for you. Okay? Something to help you out.
Thank you.
Right.
Alright.
Alright, so let us continue with what were we doing last lesson?
Statues.
What statue in particular? Augustus of Prima Porta. Thank you very much. What's the Prima Porta? Yes, place where it was found. Okay? Where was the statue of Augustus specifically found?
Italy. In the backyard.
That's very not specific, okay?
The backyard of some person that I don't have the name written down.
The backyard, okay, the villa, which is an Italian house, of Augustus' third wife, Lavinia Drusilla. Okay?
Why she haven't come back up?
Oh, she just felt like it.
She
Statue-
just wanted a statue.
Statue of a husband, you know, what else? Does anybody want to guess why actually there's so many statues of Augustus and not just because they wanted to make him look good?
Shows power. She has money.
Shows power, yeah, absolutely.
Practice to the artisan.
Practice the artisans, yeah.
He was the first emperor, so there was like not an importance around him, and the emperors that came after him tried to like look up to him and do it.
Yeah. So, what I would say, Julius Caesar, what was special that happened to him after he died?
Good. Seems good.
He was seen as a god. Okay? Because Julius Caesar is the supposed descendant of who? Aphrodite, who is Venus. Okay? What would that make Augustus? A demigod. The reason why you see so many of these statues coming about is because not only are they there to honour Augustus, they're also there to worship Augustus.
Because the only other people that get statues are gods.
Yeah. Okay. So the fact that you have these statues going up everywhere, it's actually a sign of the word that we call veneration. Okay, they are almost worshipping these statues. And it's the beginning of what we call the imperial cult. Does anyone want to have a guess what an imperial cult is?
A monarchy and a democracy.
Yeah, a monarchy and a theocracy. Okay, yeah.
Autocracy.
Where there's basically the old emperors join the pantheon.
Yeah. Basically, when you have an imperial cult, it means that you're starting to worship the royal family as gods. And quite often living gods. So they're being worshipped as a god as they're still alive, not even when they die. Okay? Egypt is a great example. You begin to have an imperial cult develop around Egypt. Okay? Specifically, as one of you keeps on mentioning in your essays, around the time of Akhenaten, you have the beginnings of quite a large imperial cult in the work. Okay? So, there's a reason why this statue is so significant and why you see so much religious iconography with it as well. So I believe we got past that, if memory serves?
Yeah.
Yes?
Next
Yes?
one. Yeah, with you.
More on the Greek connection. Yes! Yes. Alright, girls. Greek connection to art, which we know. Can anybody tell me who was the big connection for Rome in particular in terms of Greek connection? Especially for art. Can anybody remember the name of the cultural group? Starts with an E. Eron? No? Do you remember which cultural group the original kings of Rome came from? Close enough. Etruscans. Okay? If you remember, the ancient kings of Rome were not actually Roman. They were Greek Etruscan. Okay? With the Etruscans, they bring along Greek art and they begin
We
to...
did this one.
We did do this one. Okay?
I
Yeah.
remember writing all of these down.
So just for further reference, okay, the statue of Augustus is a almost direct resemblance to this previous subject, okay, which is called the spear bearer. Okay, there's a reason why Augustus is pictured like that, because they're trying to say he's an amazing ancient Greek figure that's come back alive. Okay, so let's start going through the other parts of this statue. Okay, now this is called Cupid and the Dolphin. Okay, Cupid is we see this resemblance in a lot of our modern day society. Where do we often see Cupid? Love and Valentine's Day. Okay, so this is something that is certainly carried on. Now, why do you think Augustus has Cupid with him?
Because
Cupid is the son of Aphrodite.
Thank you very much. Okay, so son of Aphrodite, or Venus in the Roman tradition. So therefore, when Cupid is around Augustus, it's basically saying, I am a descendant of the gods support me. In particular, the goddess Aphrodite, or now I'm saying it, Venus. Okay? So far, the message of Augustus of Prima Porta is quite clear. He is an excellent orator and military victor with the youthful and perfect body of a Greek athlete. Okay, he is ripped. Is that all there is to the sculpture? Definitely not. The sculpture contains even more symbolism. First, at Augustus's right leg is a Cupid figure riding a dolphin. Okay? Yeah. It's all on Google Classroom already. Okay? What you're doing at the moment is you're basically trying to write down notes of the important stuff. Okay? So maybe what I'd do, Sanwin, if I was writing in dot point form, I wouldn't be writing down all of it. I'd go Augustus, Prima Porta, dot point. Cupid shows symbol of Venus. Boom. Okay? So, we have the Cupid. The Cupid is a very obvious sign of some sort of godly favour. Does anyone want to guess why the dolphin is freaking there?
Just there.
It's just there for her lols?
Is it like the representative animal or something?
Representative animal of what? Of Rome? I don't think it's the representative animal of Rome. I think the bull is the representative animal of Rome. Let's have a look. Okay? The dolphin became a symbol of Augustus's great naval victory over Mark Antony and Cleopatra at the Battle of Actium in 331 BCE. Okay, because remember, Antony is Augustus's last big enemy. After Antony, there's no one really left to sort of challenge Augustus. So he's constantly reminding people that he defeated Antony. Now he has to be very careful about how he says that, because Romans don't like celebrating wars against other Romans. So who do you think they make the big enemy in that battle? Cleopatra. Okay? So they constantly say, yes, he is Augustus, the person that defeated the evil, wicked woman of the East, the one that tried to enslave men and enslave Rome. And here's the dolphin to represent his naval victory over the evil Cleopatra. Okay? The Cupid astride the dolphin sends another message too, that Augustus is descended from the gods. And this is exactly what we just said before. Cupid is the son of Venus. Okay? If you see Cupid, you get reminded of Venus. Okay? Why do you think Augustus is very keen to keep on reminding everyone that he won the Battle of Actium?
So he's worshipped as well.
Pardon me?
So he's worshipped and seen as strong.
Worshipped and seen as strong, absolutely. Yep.
To remind them why he's the emperor.
To remind him why he's the emperor, absolutely. But it's also a sort of implied threat. The biggest man in Rome at the time, Mark Antony, couldn't take me down. Do you really want to rise up against me and have another go? You who was not even the equal of Mark Antony. Okay? When you see these statues, including a constant reminder of how Augustus became emperor, it is basically saying, don't try. You will fail, you will die. Okay? And it's a way that Augustus expresses his power. I have sole power. Anyone that challenges me does die. Okay? Now, the next part is the breastplate. Okay? I'm going to turn off the lights and I'm going to give you 2 minutes. I want you to tell me what you think you can see on that breastlight. Yes, the breastlight. Yes, it's a light that shines from your chest.
Iron Man.
Iron Man, exactly right.
Oh, like true. Augustus is Iron Man.
And when your chest is so white that it reflects light like mine.
Same.
So what do you see on the breastplate?
So
That's all you're writing.
There's some guy, and another guy, and some guy.
Few dudes.
It's a horse.
Write it down,
There's a
Sunshine.
horse,
Write it down.
3 guys and a horse.
It's cavalry, buddy. Wait, why is there cavalry if he's a naval commander?
He's everything. Also, in ancient times, you very rarely had the branches of the military like we do now.
Such a well-cast.
So you didn't have
Yeah, I'm screwed.
Navy, military, and definitely not Air Force.
You had to do everything.
Does that
Yeah.
make them more skilled or like less skilled than the modern?
They were a jack of trades, master of none, and a lot of things. Quite often you'd find people that just simply specialised in land warfare. But it wasn't uncommon to find a general commanding a navy. It's fine, as long as you clean up.
Jack of all trades?
Master of none, but better
Sorry.
than
What do you mean?
one. So can you say Paul?
Sorry?
Can you say Paul? Oh,
Paul.
Scotty.
Is it a Tarzan?
Nah, Twitch.
Why do you like that word so
Oh,
much? I will never understand you.
That's funny.
Scott. That's Foggers.
He said it.
I know. Please. No one.
Is this something I need to edit out?
You don't.
No.
Oh, thank God.
It's
All
not
right.
a bad word. It's just like
Sunshines, who can tell me what you can see? Sanwin.
There's a horse.
There is absolutely a horse, okay? You can see it in the centre. There's actually 2. You can see the other one is hidden behind it. It's 2 heads. Okay, so there's a horse running behind it. Absolutely.
There's some guy.
There's a guy. Haha. Horse, is that the guy you're referring to?
No, the one bit, that one.
Guy. Absolutely. What else can we see?
are the 2 men in the middle? I can't see because I don't have glasses. They're either fighting or shaking hands, which is either
These 2?
yeah.
So there's
Maybe someone lost.
2 guys.
2 times guy.
A bit of a stretch, but you know the one at the very top? It kind of resembles like that famous like architecture where it's all the gods at the top of the building.
Oh,
I think I know which one you mean.
Yeah, it's like all of them in a line.
I know which one you mean. I can't remember which one it is. And I want to say the Parthenon, but I don't want to be wrong either. Let's just say,
Resembles God.
okay? Yep.
There's a guy laying down. Oh yeah!
Just chilling.
He's
It
dead.
looks like that,
Oh my God, he
that
did.
art thing.
Chilling guy. Absolutely. What else?
There's another guy
Yeah,
there.
there's lots of guys, okay?
It's just a lot.
Basically, we're going to just say times infinity. Okay? Do we have anything else?
There's
There's a
one guy
wagon.
sitting down. Yeah, that
Oh,
guy.
there's
That's
a horse.
reading.
Yeah.
It looks like he's just
there's like a human that has 4 legs of
Yep. Human has 4 legs.
4-legged human.
Is it just men that we see?
mythical. Maybe it's a woman, but
We can see animals.
I can't tell.
It's a bit hard to tell all the way back there, but we definitely have womanly shapes up there.
Is it?
Okay.
What even is that? It looks just like lines.
What is that?
It looks like the photo.
Alright,
It looks
let's
like
go.
a messed up sentence. Yeah, can you zoom it?
let's go
What
through.
is it?
When a central
This breastplate, okay?
Which boot does it breastfeed from?
So, this breastplate, girls, actually has a ton of stuff happening on it. Okay? Now, Augustus
Both humans and
is wearing what we call a cuirass, which is the word that we used last lesson. Okay, this is the name of the breastplate. In particular, the cuirass is the part that sits on the center of it and is the actual armor. Okay? It is covered with figures that communicate additional propagandistic messages. Propagandistic?
propaganda.
Propaganda, which is?
When a British person takes a look at something,
No.
they have a propaganda.
This.
What about this? Information
Intended to
Yeah, keep going.
glorify.
No.
I mean, yeah.
It's glorified.
It's glorifying person.
Not
or an
always.
empowering person.
Because it can be disempowering as well.
Yeah, but mostly
Ah.
empowering.
No, no.
Intend to communication for good, sir.
There's only a tiny bit.
Information intended to communicate
And it's specific
ideology.
narrative.
So when you have propaganda, you're basically using your information to communicate whatever ideology you're trying to push on people. Okay? Now you could have lots of different types of propaganda. Okay? You can have imperial propaganda, which is basically them saying, how great is the empire? How beautiful is it? You can have racist propaganda, which is basically people spewing forth saying, our race is great, the other one's not so great.
Love
Okay.
Barbarian.
It is all about communicating ideas and trying to push one of yours.
Have you
Okay?
seen-
That's what propaganda is.
Have you seen that image that Donald Trump has on his website where it's like stand with Donald Trump against Antifa?
Oh, I don't even want to touch that one. Okay? So, this breastplate has a ton of information on it. Okay? And it's all meant to sort of press this point for Augustus. Anyone want to guess what type of ideas Augustus is trying to convey?
I'm a strong boy that akin to the gods.
I'll take that.
That he's like a great military leader.
Great military leader, strong person, connected to the gods.
If you rise up, you'll die.
If you rise up, you'll die.
Love that.
Okay? These are all things that he's trying to communicate. Now, scholars do debate over the identification of each one of these figures, but the basic meaning is clear. Augustus has the gods on his side. He is an international military victor, and he is the bringer of the Pax Romana. What does it mean?
Roman peace.
Roman peace, very good. A peace that encompasses all the lands of the Roman Empire. In the central zone of the cuirass are two figures, a Roman and a Parthian. On the left, the enemy Parthian returns military standards. This is a direct reference to an international diplomatic victory of Augustus in 20 BCE, when these standards were finally returned to Rome after a previous battle. First of all, diplomatic, what does it mean?
Big small. Proper scared.
Politics.
Politics, but talking. Okay, if you're doing something diplomatically, it means you're doing it without violence.
Conversations.
Okay, negotiation, exactly right. Okay,
Thank you for making my words smarter.
does anybody know what a military standard is?
Like,
Rules of war.
No, it's nothing to do with rules. It is, the other room has it, damn it. No, I haven't got a picture here. In medieval times, they used to carry flags with them, wherever they were going. Okay? The flag would represent whichever noble they're going through. Okay? So it could be that they'd have their own coat of arms, could be a lion going like this or whatever. A standard in Rome is basically the sign of the empire and the legion. It is usually on a long pole and it's a golden eagle. Okay? These golden eagles represent the strength of Rome. If you lose one of them, it's a direct insult. People die when they lose them. Okay? Because those standards have been blessed by the gods. When you lose one or you lose one in battle, you are basically cursing the gods and shaming Rome. Now, do you remember a couple of lessons ago, give me a sec, where I said that Crassus was one of the guys that invaded Parthia and he had the gold poured down his mouth?
Yeah.
Okay? When he lost that battle, he lost a couple of different standards. The Parthians took him, which are the ancient Persians. Augustus is basically the guy that gets them back, and it's a big, big celebration for Rome. They get the standards, and it means that the gods are no longer angry at them for that particular thing. Okay? I think Scotty just basically had the realization of molten gold poured down his throat and how painful it would be.
that lesson.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about that scene where they did in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, well, that's where Game of Thrones got the idea from. Okay? So you can see here, I think this one's got it in further detail. Okay? You can see here, we have the Parthian returning the standard. Okay, you can see here the stick with the eagle on top. Back to the Roman. And Augustus is basically saying, I did this.
I like
Okay?
how you can see the nipples through the breast.
Always see the nipples.
Oh my goodness.
So communication of natural and masculinity. Because a breastplate,
So is he
you'll
saying
also
that
notice
his
there's...
chest is made of metal? That's how.
Yes, well, it's like this...
Did they mold it to his abs, like for real?
Okay.
Or just for the
Augustus
statue?
wouldn't have had abs,
Yeah.
okay? But Greek breastplates, which is where this model is coming from, you'll see it in all of the old Greek ones. They're modeled to look like the perfect human body. So when the general walks out, their breastplate looks like this one of Hercules, basically. Okay? That's what Augustus one has there. That's why there's the nipples there, because it's basically meant to saying that that person is so brave they're walking out bare-chested.
Isn't that a structural weakness?
Probably.
Yeah. Because if you have like the divot in between the breasts, right, and then a sword hits you in the middle, it
Yes, it cracks it. Yeah.
It puts all the pressure into the middle, and then it cracks your bone.
Sure does. Alright, so
So do they actually have these depictions in like the breastplate, like a normal one?
no, because this, if someone went to war wearing that, A, it makes you a massive target, and B, exactly like you said, because you've got all those designs, it's very weak. You take one hit to the chest, you're dead. So if a general was going out, very rarely would they be wearing something like that in battle. It'd just be a smooth, plain one, because that would protect them better.
Oh, so the normal ones aren't sculpted.
Generally, yeah. Generally, you're not going to find a sculpted normal one. Alright, so...
So you got my VA notes. You still have my VA notes.
My what notes?
Those are my VA notes.
Where's the last notes?
Oh, your visual arts notes, okay.
Yeah, they are.
So,
They're really
surrounding this central zone are gods and personifications, meaning pictures of gods or representations of other things. Okay? At the top are Sol and Caelus, the sun and sky gods respectively. On the side of the breastplate are female personifications of countries conquered by Augustus. Okay? So, let's get a better
He
one.
made them his redacted.
Oh, okay.
Sol. What's Sol the god of?
Sun.
The sun, okay? Hence our word solar system, okay? Because everything surrounds the sun. So we have solar here. Caelus is, I'm not sure exactly where he is, to be honest, okay? But on the sides, we have personifications of the countries that Augustus and his adoptive father have conquered, okay? They are pictured in the feminine form because countries often are, okay?
Like Motherland.
Like Motherland, exactly right. And basically, it's saying that Augustus has brought peace to these countries. Okay? Never mind the fact that he did it at the end of a sword. That's not the point. Okay? The message is that the sun is going to shine on all regions of the Roman Empire, bringing peace and prosperity to all Roman citizens. And of course, that Augustus is the one that is responsible for this abundance. Okay? Beneath the female personifications are Apollo and Diana, two major deities in the Roman pantheon. Clearly, Augustus is favoured by these important deities, and their appearance here demonstrates that the emperor supports traditional Roman religion. And it's important to say traditional Roman religion because at this time there's a lot of foreign cults running around in Rome.
Those damn pagans.
Okay? For example, in Rome, there is the cult of Isis. Okay? Where's Isis originally from? Egypt. Okay? So we have these sort of foreign gods infiltrating Rome, and Augustus basically wants to say, I am a Roman who is for Roman gods. Okay?
Kind of like MAGA, but less obnoxious.
Oh, I would say it's a bit more convoluted than MAGA. Okay? At the very bottom of the cuirass is Tellus, the earth goddess, who cradles two babies and holds a cornucopia, which is basically, a cornucopia is grapes. Okay? She's holding a whole, what's the name for it? Yeah, a bunch of grapes. Thank you, bloody English. Okay? Tellus is an additional allusion to the Pax Romana, as she is a symbol of fertility with her healthy babies and overflowing horn of plenty. Okay, so sole personifications of the countries he's conquered, gods, standards, and finally Tellus at the bottom here. Sorry, there's Tellus. You can see here she's holding the grapes, okay, like that, and she's leaning back, basically saying, I am responsible for Rome being great again.
Make Rome great again. Okay. I want you to know that I don't agree with Parthia. Okay. That's Donald Trump is an old man. Okay. I am Augustus Trump. What you don't understand is the Parthians are here to wreck our country.
Build war
Okay.
against
We
the
can't
Gauls.
trust them. I heard it from my friend. They're allied with the Egyptians. You cannot trust them. Okay? We are in a trade war with Parthia.
I think you're doing Trump too much justice. There's not enough like swag, you know?
That's because I'm an angry old white man. See, we all run the same.
No, you're
Alright.
doing him too much justice.
Too much
He's
justice.
too gentle.
Too much.
No, I can't do any
He needs to be more
angrier.
aggressive. He needs to be more aggressive.
I can't do angrier and get filmed at the same time.
Do it.
Alright, now, this is a question that you might get on your examination. Okay? Because remember, the examination, things like that, they're going to be asking you, how did this person display their power and image? Okay? Now, you basically have to say, they displayed their power and image through things like the Augustus of Prima Porta. Okay? So the question, the Augustus of Prima Porta is simply another common image of Augustus and does not convey anything significant. To what extent is the above comment correct? Now, obviously, if you're answering that, it's, of course it displays something significant. Okay? It's not just a statue standing out in the middle of a field with some dog peeing against its leg. Okay? You basically have to be able to tell me, this is a statue of Augustus at his prime. This is how power is shown through the statue. Okay? So who can tell me what are the symbols of power displayed through this statue?
The gods, the standard, the common best friend.
Okay, so the god's support. Okay? Then you have to go through and detail how is the god's support shown through the Augustus of Prima Porta. Okay?
Cupid, the son of Venus.
Cupid, the son of Venus, okay? Absolutely. So we have Cupid there. What else do we have?
Apollo and Diana show traditional religion.
Okay, Apollo and Diana.
Also Sol, the god of light.
Sol
And Kalis.
and Kalis. And my apologies, I've just realised where Kalis is shown. He's the actual cloud, sky god.
Paris? Or whatever. Aries? Aries?
Do you mean Tellus?
Hellas.
Tellus. Okay.
I was thinking of grapes, and then I thought of wine, and then I thought of terraces.
I think it was with Dionysus.
We've got the god support. What else could we show?
The dolphin. Is that the show?
Yeah. So what theme would we put that under?
Military.
Military accomplishments. Okay. I'm just going to write a com. Okay. So we have the dolphin. What are we going to connect that to?
Naval victory against Mark Antony.
What's the specific battle called?
Octavius?
Actium. Actium. Okay.
What does Actium mean?
Actium is just a place. Okay.
Oh, the Battle of Actium against Mark.
Anything else?
The personification of things like countries as we know.
Very good.
This is my country.
So can I just run a VA paragraph?
Sorry.
Can I run a VA paragraph and overanalyze the statute?
Absolutely.
And that will work?
As long as you're relating it all to power and image,
Alright.
you could effectively get away with a lot of the same stuff.
Okay. I'll do that.
What else would we put in there?
The military standard and how I forgot who it was, but they were giving it back to
Yeah.
Finn.
Standards. I would also put that under a separate theme of
A god.
no, diplomacy. Now I haven't got my watch today. Can somebody tell me how much longer we've got?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay, fantastic. All right. So girls, we have our notes here. What I want to show you is sort of how this would turn out in a paragraph form. Okay? So the question is, to what extent is the above comment correct? Okay? Let's have a look at this. All right.
So all the questions are pretty going to be really similar to this. The first.
Relatively similar. Ancient history, girls, if you don't know, tends to have just an absolute bucket load of long response questions.
Essays?
Yeah.
How many?
Too many.
Too many, yeah. You're just going to find a lot. I think it's 1, 2.
5?
I know the HSC has at least 3.
At least 3.
At least 3.
At least.
At least 3. Long response ones.
Essay.
And one section can have 2 long response ones. At least that's the way it is in modern.
Is a long response a page?
No, a long response is anything from a page to a...
Just have a pictures.
Yeah.
Okay, so short response is a page.
Ah. So, first of all, what was the question?
Augustus.
The Augustus of Prima Porta is simply another common image of Augustus and does not convey anything significant. To what extent is the above comment correct?
What's going to be our first sentence?
Judgment.
Judgment. What judgment are we going to be making?
That it is significant.
The statute is significant. Exactly right. Okay. Now, let's not mince words here. Let's not try to be too smart. Let's just outright say it. Okay.
Augustus of Prima Porta is significant.
The Augustus
So the whole word is ended.
of...
Hey, I'll do it.
Thank you.
Director.
The Augustus of Prima Porta. Now, we're just going to say significant.
Incredibly.
Thank you. Is incredibly significant.
So don't go past there. Don't go past that word. That's it. That's all you've got.
Now, it's significant in doing what?
Displaying Augustus' supreme power and
take it. Okay, is significant in portraying.
Would you say supreme power and viewing if you're viewing?
Well,
same thing.
what I'm going to say is significant in portraying Augustus's. What do you think I'm going to say? What's the topic called? Power and image.
I've been watching too much Twitch.
August.
No.
Throughout the ancient world.
Why do people sad? I can't watch it anymore because my internet lags on 360p YouTube videos.
Those shouldn't be capital letters, by the way, but I misspelled. Okay? Now, our very first sentence is smack bang answering the question. Okay? The Augustus of Prima Porta is incredibly significant in portraying Augustus's power and image throughout the ancient world. Bugger. Okay? Girls, we're going to finish that off next time because I want to do it with you, okay? And you can go through that later. Sanwin, just because I don't think you actually have seen one yet, these all get recorded so you can look at it then. Okay?
We do have tomorrow. I have moved.
Yeah.
Music, I have